Did you go out with Wendy Williams?
Okay. Jesus, your crack team is unbelievable, bro. Next thing you go, are you circumcised? You're circumcised.
let me go with the card right quick. Let me see.
No. Wendy, here's what happened. Right when the divorce happened, I went on her talk show. And she asked me out on a date on the talk show. So afterwards, she called me off the air. And she goes, Gary, we're just going, she goes, I know it came off like that on the TV show. And she was very candid, like, I am interested. But she was like, look, it's just dinner. It's public. There'll be other people there. Why wouldn't I meet her for dinner in a public place? Because however you feel about Wendy, she's a mogul and she rolled the dice on herself. She had making, I think, 7 figures on a radio show.
Right.
Said, nah, I'm going to bet on myself and got her talk show. To me, I'm like, why wouldn't I sit down and have dinner with somebody just to talk?
Right.
And that's all we did.
Right.
I Ubered to the restaurant. I got there. We talked. I Ubered back to my hotel. You know, that was it.
What time did you get back to the hotel?
As soon as dinner was over. I didn't sleep with her.
What time did she leave?
I don't know. 11:30? Just kidding. No, we did not mess around, though. Yeah. She got a tattoo right here, though. I'm just kidding.
I know.
I was like this. Why you got Mickey Mouse on your only butt cheek? No, I'm just kidding.
Obviously, the movie Think Like a Man was written by Steve Harvey. I read that you didn't have the greatest relationship with Steve.
See, that's the headlines talking. I've always been cool with Steve. What happened with that whole situation, when he moved his talk show from Chicago to LA, I went on a show as a guest.
Okay.
He pulled me aside and was like, he's telling me like, I'm about to move this show to LA. We're going to make it a nighttime feel, but a daytime talk show, but I want to bring you on as like a co-host. So I'm thinking like Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon type. So I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Of course. So I'm excited. I go back on the show again for when it was still in Chicago, like a couple months later. He goes, hey, they call you yet about the deal? I said, no, nobody's called me. He goes, really? Next day I got a phone call from a producer. Steve told me to call you. And it was very apparent. That's why I said this isn't on Steve. That producer I don't think he knew who I was. I think he was looking at it like, this is a favor. Like, I don't have anything going on in my life.
Right.
I could tell by the tone of the conversation. Steve told me to call you. And it was very dry.
Right.
I fly to LA, meet with the dude for lunch. And then I could tell, I said, yeah, I got all these ideas, right? He just kept shooting them down. He goes, yeah, we got somebody for that. We're not worried about that. Yeah. I was like, man.
What the hell you got there?
So I take the job, right?
Okay.
We don't negotiate my contract. So I came in on on a temporary basis. And I said, I'll do the first 2 weeks, show you what I can do. And if you like me, then we'll get a deal struck.
Right.
If you don't, no love lost.
Right.
So my first day, I'm in this beautiful dressing room. And I was like, dang, they're taking care of me. And I'm getting SAG minimum. I'm just getting minimum wage for this, but I know what the bigger picture is.
Right.
So I'm like, dang, that's nice, right? I'm there about 30 minutes. They go, yeah, Gary, you gotta leave. I was like, what? Well, Chelsea Handler was the first guest. He was shooting on her old stage.
Right.
So that used to be her dressing room. So I was in her old dressing room. So of course she's coming. They're going to put her back in her old dressing room.
Right.
So I thought, that's fine, just this episode. I'm walking around. This dude put me in like a broke down closet with no mirror, no bathroom. And I'm going, and I'm standing outside and he's like, yeah, this is where you're going to stay. And they basically said, this is where you're going to be for the rest of the week. And I was like, oh. And he started walking towards the bathroom. He goes, yeah, and the bathroom's down here. He goes, Gary, what are you doing? I was like, I'm never going to go use a public bathroom. The only 2 people here every day is me and Steve.
Right.
I said, find me a dressing room. And he was just like, they wasn't trying to help.
Right.
So I'm sitting here like, oh my God. I was like, they're trying to put me in a closet and I'm standing on my ground.
They're trying to make you quit.
Well, black women to the rescue, the people you don't defend. This is a white dude. This is a white dude walking me around. One of them black women stepped up. She knew who I was.
Right.
She said, nah, Gary, come back here. She got me in a little, it wasn't big, little dress room, had my own bathroom, had a couch, tiny TV. I don't need much. So I was like, all right, I'm good. I do the show for 2 weeks, but we're recording on Monday and Friday. I think it was 3 or 4 days a week. So I can't go on the road. So I'm losing stand-up money.
Right.
But I know the bigger picture.
Right.
They never have me on stage with them. I'm always behind the stage. They built like this telephone-looking booth thing.
Right.
So you heard my voice. ladies and gentlemen, Steve Harvey, today's guest, and stuff like that. Right. But you never see me. So if we did 10 episodes, you probably saw me two of the episodes where I actually did a sketch or something. So I was just like, I literally would come out, say, give it up for Steve Harvey, and then he'd walk on stage, and I go back to my dressing room. Next episode, give it up for Steve Harvey, walk back. So after 2 weeks, I was like, yo, my agency and my manager were like, yo, we're ready to negotiate. And they go, yeah, we want it for 2 more weeks. I go, I can't do another 2 weeks. You've known about this for 6 months. Right. I can't give up 2 more. And then you don't hire me or don't give me the money I want. So I just politely said no.
Right.
Where people went at Steve was when I told the dressing room story.
Right.
Now, I'm in a weird spot. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with Steve. I'm not going to go to him where he's got all this pressure of his own TV show and be like, I ain't happy with the dressing room. So I don't know what to do. And I don't want, the only time I'm really seeing him is right before he goes on stage where I'm announcing his name.
Right.
So I can't be like, hey, what's up, man? I know you got Jay Leno going on, but real quick, my dressing room, I can't do that. Right. So yeah, it's not, I don't know if it's on Steve or not on Steve. You can take it any way you want it, but it's not an attack on him.
Right.
It was just, they tried to put me in the shit dressing room and then I wasn't, and then in the middle of it, one of the days off, I did hip hop squares.
Right.
And I made like 3 times the money on hip hop squares than I did on Steve. And I go, wait a minute, I'm working for a week and I'm making more doing hip hop squares for 1 day. I was like, this ain't working out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say it's on Steve, you know? I would say it's on Lori.
Right.
It was her fault.
Oh my goodness.
Again, you're not going to defend her? You're not going to defend her? You're not going to defend Lori Harvey? Another black woman you don't defend.
What's in the water in Ohio? Cat Williams, Steve Harvey, Arsenio Hall. Chappelle now lives there. What is it about Ohio?
The women, their head game's crazy. So, top, if you do states, like they're definitely top 5. The women in Ohio. That's what it is. And it brings the creative juices.
That's what it is.
I don't know, man. Like, and Dave, like, I've heard like Dave is DC and Ohio.
Yeah.
I think he grew up in both. I don't know the whole story.
Yeah. But he mainly associated because DC, they got him too. DC, Wanda Sykes, Earthquake, Chappelle.
You ever notice Wanda Sykes? Like, she's lesbian now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched one of her specials back in the day, and she was
my girl, be careful.
No. It's a joke. You're allowed to talk about it. And she said, she was talking about, it was a clip I saw, and she's talking about good. And I was like, she had a writer. She didn't write that joke.
You don't think so? There you go. She might early on.
She experimented. Like me with the white girl in 96. You're right. I take it back.
You only been with one white girl your whole life.
Yeah. Look at you. Trying to switch this up.
I'm not judgmental.
You don't defend black women, so you're going to try to turn them on me? Oh, my God. I got a hand job, okay? I got a hand job from one.
No. We already know that story. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before 2 something.